He decided to go against nature. He decided to rebel. And if you are going to go to that scripture, 2 Samuel chapter 19, verse 26, you are going to discover that here is Absalom here. Spears inside him. He's dead. And the king was saying, is my son well? And the guy who came with the report said, I just saw confusion. I'm not sure he's still alive. Then David had to collapse. He knew that the handsome young man has been wasted. That's what we are fighting against. That's what we are fighting for. We are fighting for that. You cannot waste. Now, there are 3 games that a young man or woman must deliberately play well. He was talking about it. 3 games that you must play. If you don't play those games, they will play you. You have no choice. Did you get my point? Yeah. You play those games, or they will play you. DH, thank you for the presentation. And DH says, if you don't bring a ruler for the young man will take advantage of you. So now there's a health game. You must play the health game, guys. This is no world of you will die these days. If you are not going to be health conscious as a young person, you will lose your life. It's a fact. Number 1, if you don't lose your life, you are not going to be productive. Remember, Prof was talking about you being the person that God intends you to be. It's very embarrassing that one day you are going to die and you find that you have only done 1/9, 1/10 of what you are supposed to achieve. What a waste. Because if you are not going to be healthy, you are not going to be physically, mentally, and emotionally ready as a young person. And remember, you are the guys who are going to take our positions as we stand here and do these things. Who is going to do that for us? A relationship game. DH has spoken about it. If you don't play a relationship game well now, it will play you. You must understand that it is going to play you. You have no choice. It is even going to affect your life, your future life. Some days I speak to you. The problem with me is that people would then say, I then tend to scare people. I'm not scaring you. There are people who are in their body. Are we together? You cannot have a young person who is sick every time. You see me, I'm worried. Help you, your body is 70% water. Drink water, young people, stop. You see, I'm worried. I meet young people around the complexes every minute an energy drink lab. Why do you choose to destroy yourself? What is an energy drink? Caffeine. That can pound with caffeine. Put in your body. No wonder why your skin is not looking attractive. Sunshine. That is not a problem in Africa. Take a walk a little bit. Go out in sunset to sunrise, enjoy God's nature. Don't go and eat when food. Feed yourself in the morning. 1 verse, not 2. Because they are preparing you for the events of the what? Of the day. Be healthy, be enthusiastic, be happy, you are young. Now, sleeping. Age 28. Huh? Like what?
You must rest.
Where's the other 8 hours?
You should rest.
You are lying. I know. The other 8 hours you are on Facebook. Watching Rihanna who is making millions. Making Rihanna more rich. The other you are on WhatsApp. Rihanna more rich. The other you are on WhatsApp, media, Facebook, everything. Are we together? Why is somebody is making production. And I know you are going to give me silly excuses that I'm not hired. Who wants to hire you? Who has got your job? Employ yourself. Yeah, employ yourself. You can call Joseph and say, Joseph, tell them, employ yourself. Employ yourself. Not hired. You are not employed. Therefore, you must sleep for 8 hours. Don't even think, you don't even use this thing can't even think of what to do. Because you are not employed. If you don't play the games that I told you, these games are going to play you. You decide now. Do you want to focus on these three? Because they are so much interrelated. It's your decision. That's why we have called you today. Now, in life, there's what we call cause to effect rule. Are we together? There is nothing that you can do now which does not have a result. Fool yourself, tell yourself this, that I'm wise. There is nothing you can do now that has no results. I'm not talking of results of going to heaven. Let's not talk of going to heaven. Because I'm going to tell you that now I will never go to heaven. I'm talking now. Now. As in now. Poor diet, poor body. Poor diet, poor brains. Poor diet, poor vision. Poor vision, you will wait for us until you die. Because you don't think we employ you. Pumping, who is pumping whatever, whatever. You want to enjoy this? Are we together? But there are results. Utopona nemuntu kuti hello? It becomes black. Nyama.
Then you want to attract a beautiful girl.
You attract also because Matovas are teaching Maboni, they were also drinking that side. So I saw a smoking guy sitting with a smoking what? Girl. Then I said, like, attract like. Let me tell you what happens. This society is made in such a way that there are others who will rule and there are others who will be ruled, whether you like it or not. Are we together? Yeah. So this seminar is saying, do you want to be ruled or you want to rule? Yeah. Because by the discipline of your mind, you say to them, come today, I've just removed the 100 rand, it's free, come, they won't come. So you are now setting a platform that you are the cream. The rest of them there, you will rule. Pella, they don't want to be disciplined. Yeah. So when now by your attending here, it means you are saying to us, I need to set my life on a trajectory that is going to take me somewhere. Let's move on. Now, I was just taking cause to effect the rule. And we were looking at those three games that we said. Let's look at those three games. Diet. Let's look at those games. Let's look at those drug abuses. Let's look at those social interactions. Because what happens is, who you are determines who you interact with. You know, Mom Smell and I had a misconception. I was thinking that Mom Smell and they are very, what do you call don't think that I'm underrating someone. I need to raise your consciousness. When you sit with someone who is going to sell Maguya, when a Maggie Smell and you teach grade 12, you are thinking of then passing, like, so what conversation are you going to do with Maguya? You get my point? What conversation are you going to do with them? So the lady Maguya goes to another lady who say what? Maguya. Then they begin to understand about oil, cooking oil, what not. And they begin to talk about the papers and how this department must rearrange and how we must use it. Then we see Mom Smellan with a group of engineers. And then we see a group of people, Maguya, even a church. Then you begin to say, why is Mamsimela, she doesn't have issues with these people. It's same with you. And for negative. Either if a peer positive influence or a peer negative what? Influence. How do you classify yourself with people who are not even aware of the road you are taking? The next thing they are going to confuse you. And you begin to talk of Magunya instead of physics. Therefore, it's very critical for us to do that. How can we have better goal? Like, no, you know, one big pooza, and I was pooza, and as I'm half in a month, he was enjoying until 90 years. Look at this. Alcohol affects your brain. You don't think. Alcohol affects your heart. Alcohol affects your digestive system. Alcohol affects your liver. Alcohol affects your reproductive system. When the time Mr. Ngove said comes, now you are busy now trying to show that you are a bull. Drinking, bullying. When a real time comes, the wife is there. Say, feeling, yeah. Yeah, too much alcohol. You don't have nothing, you have nothing in your trouser. Tell a fellow, okay, man, what kind of a man are you? Nothing. It's destroyed. Beyond repair. Drinking now. When do we know? Somebody like that, but he's being taught what is meant by the word dangerous. Smoking is dangerous. What? To help. He simply takes the cigarette and starts to smoke. You're foolish. And don't try to blame me that I speak soft language. I'm not a soft guy. That's why we have teach. I teach. He comes in. Now we were just doing a simple equation with the prof. Prof, if you start to sleep at 15 is too much these days. Because I was surprised. I was at school at Olega one day, and the deputy principal came in and said, how many of you girls have children? How can she ask for children in a grade 8 class? Is she not taking my teaching time? Then after 2 minutes, I saw 4 days. Children. 14 years. Children. At 14 years, I was there. What is the likelihood that you will still be using them at 40 years? Look. They will be damaged, finished. They will be left with nothing. There will be only a wound there. Nothing will be left. Well, let me take a disciplined guy. You then start to enjoy these things that you enjoy. Through God's principles, he said it. Especially men. You are going to enjoy your woman for 30. Let's say like us who are very young, we die at 90. You enjoy your... Because we can even do it on the roof. We can even do it in the kitchen when she's busy cooking, then I just... Even when my papa Sana comes when I'm busy, he will say, that's it, that's why I'm grateful. Is he happy? Even God himself is happy. Are we together? When I'm 14, you die at 30. When I'm at 30, I die at 90. Who has enjoyed life? You are illusioned. You must understand that these things are very important. So, there are effects. Are we together? HIV is there. Don't believe this crap that says HIV now is curable. How can a person as young as you be on medication for the rest of your life? That's why your body is like what? Huh? When you look at your body like this, you think it's someone. Also, Uyamsheka so umuntu awa wow. A heap of flesh movie. When the June coldness comes, bye bye. You cannot survive that winter.
Banenge, can you just check this one?
Banenge, they die in winter. Where's Amazon? Trying to happen, trying to teach. Winter comes with You want me to tell you that no, the government is going to give you pills? I'm not here for that. I'm here to tell you that if you don't play this game, you die. And it's not only HIV, unwanted pregnancies, unplanned. I want to live. Now you have a child. You are grade 12. You must attend a child. You must attend physics. I want to live. You cannot do this. I'm traveling with you, I'm traveling with your child. How cruel can you be? That's what I'm talking about. Parents that raise you in this manner, some of you. A baby raising a baby. You are a baby. How can you raise a baby when you are a baby? What sort of thing is this? What sort of life is this? You are not a physician. I'm looking at cause to effects. Don't get lost. Diseases are there. Blended families. What are blended families? You marry, she comes with a child. Please, when you are going to marry me, make sure you also look after my child. I'm becoming cruel to kids. I'm preventing you. So, some married people are in problems of blended what? Families. When you have got a blended family that you are in now, know how to manage it. I'm talking to you who have not done that yet. Look at this point. You are going to be having a guy coming, but the child needs a birth certificate. Are we together? I don't know. Fine, she's here. We are married. We love each other. But one of the days, the guy comes and say, we must get a what? A birth certificate for the kids. Are we together? And for them to get a birth certificate for the kids, they have to take the mother and the what? And the father. Are we together? Then this ex has come to collect the mother in order to go to the what? To the home affairs. Then the minute she I let my wife remove your burdens by fencing your parcels, your tools, so that when you get into these things, all these problems are reduced. They might be there because we are on this planet, but we cannot preach that they must be there. It's your decision. This thing of in South Africa, you must test whether you can give birth or not. Where did it come from? In which Bible is it? Blended families are very difficult. Robbing the nation of your future president. Because you are on drugs. Because you had an early pregnancy. Physics did not go well. Maths did not go well. Because you had these problems that you created for yourself. Things did not go what? Well. It means you did not reach your what? Potential. Who knew that a guy from Kenya can lead the United States of America? Huh? A black guy with racism that is in the world. You know this thing of thinking that for me to be up there is connections and it's what? Then you reside yourself, then you are. People rise from ashes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm an example. I'm not the president of America. But I started to wear a shoe in grade 8. You did not get this one. From grade 1 up to grade 7, I was going to school barefooted. If people wanted to follow me, they would follow my leg. This is the one. So now you are limiting your potential. We can't get this engineer. We can't get this president. We can't get this member of parliament because if you are intelligent, you see, this is our what? Counselor, because discipline, know what they want, direction, everything. This is our counsel. From a counsellor to MP. Some of your MPs are not even educated. Yeah. You must understand that. Yeah. Most of them, thank you, police. Are we together? Because education is not per se physics. Education is the education of self. When you educate yourself to be this, the best form of education is self-education. That's why we are going to be dealing with self-mastery. You can achieve anything if you are disciplined. I was talking to this guy, this church guy. You tell us things that are not there. You tell us things that are not there. How many of you know the father of Julius Malema? Huh? How many of you know the father of Julius Malema? Julius Malema, only in interview, he said, I don't know my father. Are we together? His mother was epileptic. Kushot is the leg that could just fall anytime. Raised by a granny. That's Julius. Rise to an icon from ashes of poverty. This issue of connections and that does not exist. It is self-mastery, it's self-education. It's how you are going to self-educate yourself. Disciplined, focused, move to these things, do this. The world will pick you up. Pick this one, pick this one, pick this one. From ashes to Julius Malema. How many people are trying to interview him? Tell us that because I know what you are is not because of your parents now. It's because of your choices. Your parents are human beings who make mistakes. Like Julius' father, pregnancy lady ran away. When he ran away, Julius did not say, I don't have a father, I'm going in drugs. I don't have a father. So Julius rose and said, I am a guy who can speak. People are trying to call me for phones and outside. Please don't do it. When I'm doing this, it's very, very special to me. So attend any phone. Tell them what to tell them. It's fine. It's very critical for us. Julius, are we together? Yes. No father. Epileptic what? Mother. Who said a president cannot come from everybody? But how can we have a president who is smelling gas? The tobacco. A president who starts to have a baby at 15. Where did you see that president? You are not focused. And Juju decided to play the health game. Did you see Juju? Huh? Who is older than Juju? Yeah. This one or this one? Yeah. Who is older? Yeah, this one. This one is older. Yes. What happened on this one?
That one, I think,
Overeating.
Then he saw that I'm going nowhere. I need to play the health game well. Otherwise, even if I'm going to be president, my life will be short-lived. It's very embarrassing that you use all your pension for medical bills. Then he decided to be healthy. Then Juju is the healthiest guy around. Started to say, no, I'm not so infective. I'm not so good. wena ugula ngomkaba wena uyagula ngomkaba you are sick they are giving you for free. That's why we are burdened by tax. We are buying your HIV pills. We are burdened by the sober smeller, half pay, half tax, to look after you, to look after your child, right? To look after your child, whom you enjoy giving birth to. There are diseases like gonorrhea. I'm telling you, not hiding this fact. You want to enjoy using it. So how about so there's gonorrhea, besides HIV, there's gonorrhea, you die. You see, I was looking at this on syphilis. You check in somebody's body, man, the skin is not coming alright. The skin is not okay. There are some wounds here and there. Wounds at the back. Syphilis. Look at that mouth. Syphilis. Look at that throat. Syphilis. What's this guy doing it with the mouth? You die. You were not burned by any oil. It helps. The church, San John, the belt lab. If we say open your jacket, they will see a San John belt. It helps. As if you were using your stomach. You will die. Look at this one. What? You check. You say that's why I wanted the electricity. What? Skin eyes on you. You see how beautiful you are. When these things visit you, you become like a. You can't use any soap today. Guys, we said after you play the health game and know its effects, play the money game well. We cannot look after you. There's a time that we need to rest as what? Parents. There's a time you must understand that this life you need to take responsibility. Take responsibility. When I was telling my son, at the moment you just decide to have a girlfriend, you must understand that you are now a man. I will not give you limit or time or everything. But once you have a girlfriend, know that you are what? A man. Especially when you have a child, know that you are now a real what? Man. And I don't want your child in my house. This is hard-hearted, this guy is not. No, that's not correct. I have him now. Feeding him, giving everything to him, done everything to him. Paying fees, have mess on me. I cannot start again. I need to rest. So when do I need my grandchild? At holiday. I'm gonna go. Then I see the guy come. I see new facts that you don't see. They might be exaggerated facts, but these are facts. Of course, I can't be that person who I bring in what I'm able to take care of my grandchild at any time, at any rate. Be responsible. It's what you call poverty cycle. Are we together? Your mother is poor and wretched. When now you had access to go to Taken Secondary School, you did drugs, you had a child before you even finished. Now you are more poor than your mother. Your child that you had at 14 years is more poor than you. cycle. Whoever told you that when you are poor you go to heaven, make a lie. You can go to heaven while rich. You can also go to heaven while what? Poor. Heaven has nothing to do with what I'm doing now. Heaven has to do with righteousness. You can be killed like Absalom. I want to get people are living in these abject conditions. Poverty cycle is there. You know what happens with this poverty cycle? Kids come from Ramaphosa. And you know these kids of these guys, they even tell them that I'm sending you to this school. No drugs. They don't do drugs. No drugs. Nothing. Discipline. Didn't you say that Prince Charles was raised to be king? From childbirth. Hours are they feeding your kid? When am I going to rest? Plan. If you had listened to what Prof was saying here, you will know that as a young person you need to project your life now. To say I'm going to reach this, I need this, I need this, I need this. I was telling the boys that you can't impregnate a lady when you have not impregnated the lady. You can't impregnate a lady when the lady between your ears are not pregnant. You can't use something between your legs when you are not pregnant here. It's a total disaster. You need to understand that our parents are suffering. When your parent is suffering, you go also in drugs. On the notion that I was not given love, I was not raised by who raised Julius Malema? What love comes? Parents make mistakes, they are human. The same mistakes that you are making now. You are going to be a parent, but you're an addict. So this is going to continue to be a house of addicts, house of addicts, house of addicts, house of addicts. You can't blame what you are for your parents. You are who you are because you want to be what you are. Because Julius changed things. Why can't you change things? A house of addicts. A house of robbers. Prof was talking about this concept. It's very important. Did you know that my great-grandfather is just a few generations ago? If he was going to be resurrected from death now, and they say, can we all bring all the chivakas that you gave birth to? Did you know that only 50 years ago, all the chivakas we can stay in Elukwatini? We can be in Elukwatini now, all of us. We are many. I'm talking that if we resurrect my great-grandfather now, and say from this one, how many did you go? From this one, how many did you? From this one. If they call us now, we will stay in Elukwatini, and Elukwatini is a small place. The chivakas alone. And then the chivakas of thieves, the chivakas of drug dealers, the chivakas of artists, the chivakas. Because you guys, if you say this concept of saying, what do they call? What do they call in Pentecostalism? Case, bringing a case. Yeah, there's nothing. Generational case. Generational case. Go for an all-night prayer. Who told you that all-night prayer will bring a generational case? You cry. You are not cursed. You are just following the footsteps of your parents. And you are a victim of circumstances because you don't want to see things in a better light. Change! Simple! My father had a child outside marriage. I'm not going to do that. My mother brought my brother inside marriage. my father, but I see the complications. I'm not going to do that. My brother died because of HIV. I'm not going to do that. Yeah. My brother was an alcoholic. I'm not going to do that. Simple. That's breaking a case. Yeah. Follow what is right. Simple and straightforward. You don't need to be inventing a lot of things and starting to talk to us that way. Then God is going to come from heaven. Tell you that. God will not come to heaven from heaven. God has already laid the principles. Follow them. Simple. Follow principles. You are done. Our church was telling me a story. Said, there's this guy who was in church and he was saying, guys, you know, I'm a millionaire because I'm giving tithe a lot to this church. I'm not talking about tithe. Don't even. I'm giving you an example of people who are saved by this world. No, because I'm a millionaire, I'm giving tithe, and that's why I'm a millionaire. Because when you give, God will bless what? Which starts? Is it blessing or giving? Which one starts? It's blessing. How can you give? So you are giving to be blessed. So DH told me that he was very angry. He wanted to tell this guy to lift him up and beat him. Say, don't lie to young people. You are rich because you went in a studio. And you made CDs. And you went online. You sell what? Music. That's why you are rich. Simple. Tell these young people to work. Not to tell them to change to break generational curse. Let me read this one because we want to finish it in time. Look at this statement. Pregnant. What is the solution? Is the young man safe? Are we kids or we are victim of circumstances? Then it says here, a man is literally what he thinks. His character being the complete sum of all his thoughts. You are what you are because of what is in here. You are not a victim of circumstances. In the afternoon, if I am going to be able to get time to present the victim mentality, you are going to get it. A lot of people have victim mentality. I am so because of my father. I am so because of my mother. I am so because of my what? Blame everybody else. Yena is not there. Yena is not there. Your mother is coming to open your mouth and put in your home. Your mother is coming to open your mouth and put you in. Your mother is opening you and put you here. Everybody else is wrong. You are very much backing up because of your parents. That's nonsense. You are what you are because you want to be there. Don't play the Job character. It's because of my righteousness. That's why I'm being persecuted. It's no. Job is a special case. People suffer because of what they choose. People suffer because of what they think. And the prophet said it, that you are going to suffer if you are not going to move the correct way. Suffering is a way of removing your stubbornness. People who are pure in thoughts don't suffer. Underline this one. I can even beg. People who are pure in thoughts, who have been refined, they don't suffer. Suffer because you chose to suffer. You produce your own fruit. Look at those ones. Look at those ones. Are we together? Julius, no guy. And the godlike character is not a thing of favor or chance. Don't play victim. You see, people who have a victim mentality, there are also people who hate and they're jealous. You know why they do that? They think that simply because Chivaka is driving a car, he was favored by God. I'm not favored. They don't know the hard work that Chivaga has put behind the car. They are just a victim mentality. That's mentality. But it is a natural result of continued effort in right thinking, the effect of long-cherished association with God-like thoughts, and ignoble best character by the same process is the result of continued happening of grooving thoughts. Group with the boys. Some is open. Some is open. Near pen. But don't have no. But not touching the movie. Not touching so. Can I hire you in that state? You decide to smoke. Simple. People who have got right thinking, their produce is going to be right. There's no two ways about it. Pure, clean, right thoughts, pure, clean, right results. Poor, best thoughts, result best, polluted individual. Simple. There's nothing chance in this life. If it was an issue of chance, we were going to bring God to task. How didst thou, God? You only allow others to be favored by circumstances. You create your own circumstances. You decide your destiny. Do you want to be this guy or that girl? Huh? Which one? You want? You decide yourself. Don't tell us about any circumstance, any problem, what happened. Even if you dropped out of school because you had no parents, when you sit and say, I need to rise, I'm going this way, nature will notice you and pick you up. Come. Drop in from school. Nowhere to sleep. Hiding in caves. And you say, no, I'm going to come out of the cave. Nature will say, this is the guy. Come. I was being told by the Dubes, now they are managing that farm there. Dube said to me, I slept for 6 months. It's more than 6. Without a blanket in South Africa. He said, I was taking a sack, a bag when we move it like he put it up to here. Then he makes a hole on the other one. Then he put it here. Then they mix those 2 sacks. Then he goes in a water drain. That is dry. Then he sleeps there. 6 solid months. Dube said, I begin to move in a farm and look for a job. We were just there in the farm, we were kicking the ball. We would go there, kick the ball also, go there, kick the ball also. Then the white men come and say, come, wait for me. They were all working alike. But as the white man was checking, he noticed Dube. Dube is managing the farm there. The white man said, you are the right person. Dube, no father who came to the white man. No, he was sleeping in trains. The white man said, come. Can you be a supervisor for a minute? Then the supervisor said, you can't remain a supervisor. Come. I will make you a manager. Then he bought another farm. He said, come, I'm going to give you the farm there. When I'm not there. So when you get to the farm, everything will be good. There are cars for you. Looking after you. Because when you are valuable, they look after you. Remember that. That's why you guys, you look after Ramaphosa. Whether you like it or not. You must pay tax to look after Ramaphosa. He is important. You must pay for his plane to go to America. To Britain to cry for Queen Elizabeth. Ramaphosa don't use his money. You pay for Ramaphosa to go to America. You don't know that. Must pay for him is important. You are the poor, we must take money from you and give the rich. That's what Jesus said. Take the talent from this one who does not have, he is wretched and stupid. How can he close my talent inside? Give this one who has 10.
Yeah.
Then you play victim. Because one talent that you had, you repent it. Discipline! Know what you want! Know what you're doing! People are busy playing easy farm. Dube is saying, guys, why are you playing? This white man, yeah, the money is not enough, but at least we have somewhere to live to. Guys, why are you playing? When I ufuna close to the money, you will never be able to until the money says this. He looks after a project. You know, at that farm, you don't know where I'm talking about. Even aeroplanes, they come and land them. Dube is in charge. You see how disciplined he is. Even if the white man goes for 1 year, the white man is not worried. He knows Dube is there. Then I said, Dube, did you go to school for this? Dube said, my friend, I ended up in Form 2. Form 2 is grade 9. Dube. When he was showing me that, Chivaka, this line, when we are going to take this line, so this thing. Form 2, hell no. Form 2. It's discipline. It's self-education. It's determination. It's direction. I did not fail your school. I did not say fail. Telling you, your mind is like a garden now. You need to decide now. Because you look after your garden, the garden looks what? Beautiful.
Yeah.
What happens if you neglect your garden? Thorns, thistles, weeds. Clean your garden. Clean your garden. Clean your mind. Clean your garden. A man's mind may be likened to a garden, which may be intelligently cultivated and allowed to run, or allowed to run wild. But whether cultivated or neglected, it must bring forth what? Fruits. Depends which fruits you want. Don't think that fruits will not come. They will come. If no useful seeds are put in, then an abundance of useless weed seeds will fall therein and will continue to produce its kind. Guys, it's an issue. The reason why we want to change mindset. We want to change your mindset. And I will help you ahead. Because if you are going to be following what we are saying here, you will be surprised that in the next 5 years, you will be better than the people who think they know what they are doing. You must understand that. Now I talked about this because of time. Let me move on. You create your own circumstances. Did you know that this is the same guy? Dube. In a water drain. Dube. In the farm. Follow me. It's the same guy. Dube is sleeping in a water drain. It's nothing. But Dube is the farmer. He pays, I don't know how many employees. The white man says here is 100,000, here is 200,000 per month. Pay. See how we pay them. See how we pay them. Do it. Man is buffeted by circumstance so long as he believes himself to be a creature of outside origin. If you believe that they are coming from outside, they are coming from my parents, they are coming from what? Your circumstances will remain a problem. What should you do? But when you realize that you are a creative power, that he may command heat and soil and seeds of his being out of which circumstances grow, then he becomes the rightful master of himself. That's what we call self-master. When you begin to understand that I I command myself. When you command your inner being, circumstances will follow. They have no choice. You make your circumstances. You are who you are. So guys, as we are going to move out of this now, as we are going for lunch, some of you are sleeping, I can see. I know who took a little time. It was because of electricity. But let me tell you, I'm going to finish now. As you move now from this saying, know that what you are is your choice. Are we together? But here is good news. By cultivating correct seeds from today, you can change your circumstances. Change your mind today and check yourself after a year.
Let me talk about Juju. I talked about it. There are a lot of things that are.
Guys, even in the Garden of Eden, we had the freedom of what? Choice. Choose to eat or to follow God. If you choose to what? To eat. What followed? Sin, death, decay. Are we together? Choose in your open. What will follow? Death, decay, sin. Are we together? Choose righteousness. What will follow? Purity. And these people will love you. Are we together? Because they want to participate with good people. Guys, there's no one who ended up in jail by mistake. Don't try to quote me that example of that guy who was mistaken. Let's talk life general. There's no one who ends in jail by what? By mistake. By you landing in a prison is because for a long time you cherished thoughts that are evil. The jail, let me tell you this one. This jail is just a revelation of circumstances that were hidden in you. You did not get this one. The jail that you are in, I don't know whether the jail of a child now you are nursing at 14, or is the jail of you failing now because your mind now cannot touch meds because of tobacco. The jail that you are in now, the jail that you are in now, did not come about. You made it to come. A man does not come to the almshouse or jail by a tyrant of fate of the company. There's nothing like that. But by the pathway of rolling thoughts and best desires. Nor does a pure-minded man fall suddenly to crime by stress or any external force. The criminal thought had long been secretly fostered in the heart, and the hour of opportunity revealed his gathered power. Listen to this statement. Circumstances does not make the man. It reveals the man to himself. Guys, you must understand that. Not that we are living criminals here. Just that the opportunity is not come. We have the people who are making girls here. Just that the opportunity is not there. And know that any action is good what? Results. You need to sacrifice. There's nothing you can, even the Zoomers we were talking about. There's a point, a stage in life where they say, my life does not matter, I'm going to war. And they went in bush. Are we together? It's a result of defects in character. It's a result of defects in what? Even if they beat you, it's because you don't know how to speak. Are we together? You have HIV because you just don't know when to open and when to close. Are we together? Huh? Are we together? You fail physics simply because you did not know when to read and when to go and